What's up, everybody, and welcome to ITG Daily, the show that brings you the hottest in gaming news. I'm Drew Bosley. You can find me on Twitter at ArtisticGamer28. That's Scott Savage. You can find him at Savage. Scott, what's happening this weekend? How was it, dude? Was it good?
Oh, it was good. Lots of games. I mean, the usual bread and butter, but
sure,
it was a good time.
It was a good weekend, and we also had a great stream with Covenant House Toronto for the main mission charity stream. We nearly raised $40,000 on Saturday, dude. Wow.
Yeah, that was a lot. When I checked in throughout the day, I saw the numbers rising, but Wow.
It was awesome. So a big shout out and thank you to everybody who came out to show your support, to all the streamers. We had a great time. I played some Among Us. It was a blast. Sorry, Camille. Got you. I got her back to back. She was it was a great time though. We had a blast. But what's coming up on today's show? We got Xbox celebrates 20 years. Starfield is an Xbox exclusive, and Ghostrunner sequel is in the works. But if you can't join us live over on twitch.tv/theofficialITG, no worries. Hit us up at insidethegame.ca, YouTube, podcast services, and of course, TV streaming networks around the world. You guys should all go to our Discord channel. The easiest way to get there is insidethegame.ca. We always have a lot going on over there. There's just a non-stop conversation. And Northern Nerdcast is always showing off what he's eating. So, a little jealous sometimes, too, when I see what he's cooking. I'm like, man, I want a piece of that.
Those smoky briskets, man. Oh,
absolutely. But let's get into it because Microsoft celebrates 20 years of Xbox with new gears, Halo love, and more. Xbox Major Nelson took the company's official blog to reflect back on the last 2 decades from its inception on November 15th, back in 2011, dude. 20 years ago, playing on Xbox meant hooking up your console with 3 or more cables to a standard definition CRT TV. You had to pre-order the hottest new games and stand in line at your favorite retail shop to pick them up. Games were played in a 640 by 480 resolution, dude. Dude, those were in different times. And you only had 8 gigs of storage and 64 megabytes of RAM to enjoy them with. And you either played alone or with your friends sitting next to you on the couch. With the Xbox Series X and S, players can enjoy every generation before the current one, which means that some of the most beloved adventures from the past don't have to stay there. With Xbox Game Pass, games are even more accessible than ever before in terms of a more cost-effective library model. Xbox has also broadened its reach immensely in recent years, bridging the gap between console and PC, and even more growth is expanded on the horizon. Xbox also paid tribute to Halo, the game that started it all for Team Green. Master Chief became an icon when the first made his DNA, and this franchise was virtual. It was vital part of the Xbox community. Dude, it was huge. And of course, now we have Halo Infinite just on the horizon later this year. The legacy will continue. Dude, there's a lot going on here with Xbox. They have a whole thing planned to go leading up into I would say the next month or so, if not even longer, when it comes to the launch of Halo Infinite. I know a lot of people are excited. Nate is pumped to get into this one. How about yourself?
Oh yeah, no, it's the hype has really had a lot of time to grow
sure.
among the fans, and there's a little bit of uncertainty because of delays and such. But I'm really hoping that those were made in the right decision. And it's Halo, so it's almost, how do they do it wrong, really?
Well, they're yeah. You know what? 343's been at this for a while now. They've heard the feedback from Halo 5. And I think now we're going to see a different look at Halo. So Halo Infinite, when it first launched the trailer, a lot of people had a lot of skepticism going into that trailer. And when they watched it, they're like, this doesn't look all that good. So 343 took that bit of feedback and actually kind of structured some of his work. And how it's going to play out now, we're definitely curious. Do you think we'll see a Battle Royale come out of Halo?
I do. It started off as an offhand joke, but I think it would be strange without it now. Just because every shooter seemingly wants to create their own battle royale world.
No, absolutely.
And I think the Halo rings would be a good place for it.
Yeah, we'll see what happens. No one knows when Halo's actually coming. We all kind of guess it's coming this year. I would expect it to be this fall. Hopefully we'll see more at E3. That's one of my predictions, giving that away for this coming week's episode. So that's what we're working on this week, is some of our E3 predictions. And I'm definitely thinking that Halo will be out this year. We're going to see a lot more of it at E3. They're going to have a hard push on this one, dude. I think it's going to be cool. So what else they're going to be pushing, though, is Bethesda's sci-fi RPG Starfield will be exclusive to Xbox and PC, and thus won't release on the PlayStation 5. It's been claimed. So this is all speculation, but that's according to Game Beat journalist Jeff Grubb, who wrote on Friday, Starfield is exclusive to Xbox and PC, period. This is me confirming that. Speaking in a live stream video, the prominent games industry reporter went on to state that he believed the title would appear at E3 next month and likely release in 2022. Dude, what do you think of that? Starfield gonna be exclusive to Xbox. There's a reason why they paid $7 billion to buy ZeniMax. Right?
Yeah, that came with some heavy titles like this. I mean, that's what they're paying for. And Starfield, nobody knows much about Starfield at the moment. Perhaps not even the developers. We're just not sure at this point. There hasn't been a release or trailers or reveals, but E3 is coming down around the corner. I think this will be something that they're definitely going to flex. But let me pose this question to you. If this is going exclusive, does that mean Elder Scrolls 6 is going exclusive?
Oh, Scott, dude, can you imagine? Honestly, so I would say yes. If Starfield is going to be exclusive, why would you then let Elder Scrolls get away to PlayStation and not keep that exclusive? Like, you know what I mean? Like, that would be... there's money to be made by sending it to the PlayStation platform, without a doubt. But there's also a fan base that is starving for exclusive on Xbox. So if you can keep them there for Xbox... Dude, the one way you do that is you keep Starfield and you keep the next Elder Scrolls. Dude, the next Skyrim game or whatever you're going to call it, Elder Scrolls 6 comes to Xbox and PC, and that's the only platforms you can get them on. That's a big move. And again, that's why you spend $7 billion whatever dollars to get ZeniMax, so that you can hold those rights. Right now, there are exclusives set up from ZeniMax to go along with PlayStation and PlayStation 5, right? Like, we're talking about Deathloop, we're talking about Ghostwire Tokyo. So some of those Bethesda titles were already made the deal and developed for PlayStation going ahead. That was a ZeniMax deal with PlayStation. Microsoft steps in, buys ZeniMax, and says, you know, that's cool. We'll leave them with Deathloop. I wonder, though, if it's a timed exclusive so that eventually Xbox fans, we'll see Deathloop and Ghostwire Tokyo come to Game Pass.
Yeah, it could just have started off as an exclusivity deal. They honor that for a while, but then get a slice a year down the road. I could see that for sure.
Absolutely. That's what I'm kind of thinking. But yeah, heading back to your question, Scott, absolutely. I think they should. Whether or not they do keep Elder Scrolls as an exclusive, I don't know. Okay, let's call it right now. So I'm gonna say yes. I'm gonna say yes, they keep it as an exclusive. What do you think?
I think it's so hard. They're going to want to, but I just don't know if public outcry will reverse that.
Sure.
If you kind of pose it as Xbox being a gatekeeper now to Elder Scrolls, then it may become a negative, but there's also the Fallout franchise to consider. So there's a lot of things. There's a couple moving parts.
Yeah,
it's a little hard to predict. I think Fallout's one that's far more broad and will fit on a lot of different consoles, where Xbox could sort of snatch up Elder Scrolls and it would kind of fit their profile a little more.
Yeah, I think it's smart to snatch up Starfield. It's a brand new IP, so no one knows what it is or what it looks like or anything, right? But when you take a look at Elder Scrolls, dude, everybody's like, how many people played Skyrim? You can buy it everywhere. Like, that thing is worldwide. So, you know, maybe I'm backtracking now and thinking, no, they're not going to keep that as an exclusive, because how many people are you going to tick off when it comes to the world of PlayStation? Right? That's a huge audience over there, and let's be honest, they're outselling right now Xbox as well. So if you want to capitalize on that,
and every Samsung smart fridge owner is going to be really disappointed if it's not coming to that.
Dude, I want the new Xbox fridge. Where is that thing at? That's what I want. Let's get into
mine is behind my TV, but
new Xbox Series X games will blow your mind, says Xbox exec. It's been 6 months since the Xbox Series X and Series S went on sale, and even though there have been plenty of games optimized to take advantage of Microsoft's new hardware, we're still waiting for Xbox Game Studios' first proper next gen release. Dude, we really haven't seen a next gen title for Xbox, right? In fact, the medium represents the only Xbox Series X and S game that can't be played on Xbox One consoles. So, like, what's that say, dude? Like, you launch a new console and you really didn't even have first-party lineup. We talked about this on Inside the Game, our weekly television show, where we sat down, we compared, first-party titles when you look at the brand new launch of PlayStation and Xbox, and both were relatively weak, because if you take a look at my consoles right now, dude, I'm still playing old gen stuff. I did play Returnal on PS5, which is the only place you can get that game. Ratchet and Clank is about to launch their new one, Rift Apart, which is coming on PlayStation 5. That's the only place you're going to see that one, right? So when you take a look at the overall lineup, though, dude, like, it was scarce when they launched brand new consoles.
Yeah, for Xbox, it really has been lacking. There's been a lot of effort, it seems, into giving updates to run the older gen games much
frame
better
boost
on Series X and S. But frame boost and resolution and that sort of kind of tweak.
No, absolutely.
But for something created natively, as it were, for the Xbox Series X, I think it's an area that's really lacking, and I'm excited, especially with this sort of prelude, don't worry, they're coming kind of message.
Well, yeah, right. They were speaking with Games Radar. Xbox head of game service Ben Decker has said that a number of unannounced IP are set to blow players' minds, and then the reason Microsoft has invested so heavily in new studios is because research has shown Xbox Game Pass subscribers enjoy a wide variety of different content and enjoy playing new games as soon as they release on the service. That's why, he quote, "That's why we made the investments that we have," Decker said. "We have 23 studios across Xbox and Bethesda working on Halo, Forza, Fallout, and new IP that we haven't even talked about yet. That's going to blow your mind." Decker, dude, I just got goosebumps. Like, I'm so excited. Dude, E3 is going to be awesome. And they can show maybe half of this stuff, right? Decker added that Microsoft will deliver all of that into Game Pass on day one. If you don't own an Xbox, man, like, Game Pass is just killing it. Why wouldn't you want to have an Xbox just to be a part of the Game Pass community and get games on day one? You're going to get Halo Infinite, right? You're going to get the next Forza. You're going to get like Fallout. You name it, new IP, brand new exclusives. Doesn't matter what it is. Microsoft is bringing it to Game Pass.
Yeah, they've caught something there. That's a really good hook to catch everybody who's been on Xbox, and it really is just kind of a service that I almost forget about, because I just consider it part of the Xbox Live account.
Absolutely. It's just part of my ecosystem, right? Like, I was on it last night. I'm like, oh, what's new in Game Pass? I'm going to go bounce over there. And I ended up downloading Sea of Thieves again. So, like, well, whatever. Dude, I got a hunger for Sea of Thieves. I want to get back in. I like that game a lot. But yeah, Game Pass, it's a wicked system. But it looks like Hades might be coming to PS4 soon. Hades might be set to arrive on PS4 soon. At least that's if a rating seen over on Korea's Game Rating and Administration Committee is to be delivered. Supergiant Games, immensely popular, and roguelike seems to suggest the game is set to launch on PS4 and therefore PS5 via backwards compatibility soon. I thought I'd just leave that out there, Scott. You caught that. But neither Supergiant nor Sony have confirmed. This is just what we've seen according to a Korea Game Rating Administration listing. So keep that with a grain of salt. You never know, but I can see that, dude. I can see that game coming over to PlayStation. Supergiant's worked with PlayStation numerous times over the years, so I'm surprised it's not already there.
And Hades just swept the Game Awards.
Oh my god!
Just absolutely took a huge percentage of people's mind.
Crushed it.
And as I understand, it was hard to acquire for a while too. I think digital being the only real guaranteed way of finding it. So for it to get on PlayStation 4, it gives a lot of other people an opportunity to get on it.
Absolutely. Scott, let's get into something that really just kind of irritates me a lot. Warzone developer Raven has banned over 500,000 players. Raven Software has been swinging the ban hammer once again, and now the total number of banned players in Warzone has risen above 500,000 or 500,000. Dude, if you're a cheater, you suck. I'm just calling you out. Simple. That is simple. You want to play the game, then play the game. And if you suck at it, well, then join the rest of us. And if not, then get good. Stop being a cheater. The cheaters, dude, I'm happy to see that they're doing this. You gotta ban it. It just ruins the community. It ruins the game. It ruins everybody's experience overall. I remember I was playing Fall Guys. And as we're playing Fall Guys, one dude is literally floating in the middle of the area that we're above, right? And I think it was like the hexagon, like the final thing to win the game. And the dude was sitting there just hovering. I'm like, come on, really? Like, I can't win now. I wouldn't stand a chance because you're cheating.
Yeah, their interest, their excitement is watching you about to win and then snatching it from you with no input in the game prior. That's really weak.
No, absolutely. So it's nice to see that they're stepping it up. They got to do something, right? Because there's cheaters everywhere, and I just don't understand. So that's just me personally. And if you cheat, I'm calling you out again. You suck. So take that. Ghostrunner sequel in development with double the budget. Dude, this is cool. 505 Games has announced Thursday that development on a sequel to Ghostrunner has officially kicked off. Though the publisher didn't outright say whether it's going to be a numbered sequel, it confirmed development will be handled by original creators one more level. The Ghostrunner sequel is in development for, you ready? Here we go. PC, PS5, and Xbox Series X and S with Xbox One, I guess. With one more level seemingly abandoning last gen consoles and Switch. Yo, so right now you can find Ghostrunner everywhere, I think, except for, I could be wrong, but I don't think it's on Stadia. You can find it on PlayStation, Xbox, Switch, and PC. It came out on PC for early access. It's done really well over there. Nevertheless, that is great news for fans of what turned out to be a hidden indie gem from last year. Ghostrunner has sold over 600,000 copies of the game. I was talking to Northern Nerdcast about this. He said this game is incredible, but it is hard, Scott.
Well, that's a winning mix nowadays, though. It needs to punish you a little bit.
Oh, it doesn't, man. I don't have time to get punished. I'm going to go cry myself in a corner.
It's nice to see that there's a new IP spring up, though, and from an unlikely source. If it's an indie development kind of project, kind of environment that this came out of, I think that's great for everybody.
For sure.
Too many games carry the prequel or sequel designation, getting into the double digits, and it's just too much.
No, yeah. Let's see what happens here. I'm glad that they saw the success that they did. I've watched this game for a while. Wanted to get into it, but yeah, it's that punishment, right? It's a tough one, and sometimes I just don't feel like getting crushed every time. That's just me. But where are we at now? Why are we doing this? Okay, we're gonna go on to Returnal save feature being investigated. Most players seem to be enjoying Returnal, but have been vocal about the lack of a proper save system. Scott, I reviewed this game. I love this game, but the biggest problem with it is when you beat one level and die in the next, you start all over. So you have 6 biomes in this thing, right? And you need to finish the entire game all at once. Well, man, that's a lot of time. It's a time sink. Thankfully for those players, Housemarque has heard the complaints and is investigating a solution. Just don't expect a fix to come in the very near future, which is unfortunate. But it seems weird not to have some kind of save state in a game these days, even a game like Returnal.
Yeah, you would think that would just be part of the standard kind of construction, that every house needs a foundation sort of level of design, but
yeah,
they seem to have run into some issue creating the ability to save as well. If there's it's not going to be an instant fix.
No, it says in terms of figuring out a solution, Harvey says, but currently we just don't know exactly what it is. So it's very difficult to announce anything because I think there's a lot of different people looking for different things. Honestly, just let me finish the level. Like, I remember, dude, it took me so long just to finish the first biome, but when I did, it was so gratifying. And then I went into the next one, died, and had to start all over. Dude, like, I could have crushed my controller. I was ready to slam it down on the ground to find out I had to start all over again. I was not happy, but I get it, right? It's the type of game, but at the same time, dude, you played Demon Souls and Dark Souls and stuff. Those all have save states.
they have some form of saving. It's not quite as reliable as you'd like it to be. But No, I recognize that same feeling when you get through, I'll call it Blight Town for
Yeah.
Dark Souls. To get past that is kind of a big hurdle, and when you die, you're reset hours behind. So it's a certain
uh,
kind of punishment that most players would like to avoid, I think.
Absolutely. Let's get into the last article, Scott, because Call of Duty Warzone and Black Ops Cold War is getting Rambo and Die Hard, confirms Activision. Activision has confirmed that earlier leaks and rumors and hints on the studio's side regarding Call of Duty Warzone getting the Die Hard and Rambo treatment are true. Does that excite you at all to get these guys over here in the Call of Duty world?
Well, not these characters specifically.
Sure.
Just personally, I'm not a huge fan, but I like to see them. I think they fit into the game properly, especially with the 1980s that Verdansk is dealing with.
Yeah, for sure. No, I think it's
And
cool. Cool addition.
the way they did it was clever too, and hinting for quite a while with some posts and social media kind of banter to allude to John Rambo and I believe John McClane, Double John.
There you go. Scott, let's get into it. We're going to wrap up today's show. What game releases and announcements do we have for today?
Well, here's an unexpected one for me. I didn't see this one coming, but Bohemia announces there are discounts for Vigor players on the Nintendo Switch.
What a cool game.
I wasn't sure the Vigor was on the Switch, but it's a booming environment, so
it's everywhere. That thing is everywhere, man.
For actual releases, it's been a bit of a miss today. There's a very few amount of titles, and they're all on PC as far as I can understand. We have some interesting one here. Cat Experience. Yeah. I think I'm going to like that one. Snake Rex. That is how you pronounce that, I believe. War Mines World War II.
Dude, this one has my interest a little bit, actually. It kind of piqued my interest.
Lost in Blindness. No, that one has my interest, actually.
Nice.
In a game where your stimula is sound and maneuvering the world kind of that way instead of the visual way we all understand games to be.
Yep.
Then there is Loot City and Insect Adventure.
Insect Adventure actually looks kind of cool as well. I'm down for that one. That one looks pretty neat. This has got that old retro feel to it, so always a cool thing to see. But Scott, that's going to wrap up today's show, man. It was a quick one. It was a good one. The time always seems to fly, though, doesn't it?
Oh, it does, yeah.
Man. But don't forget, you can always join us live over at Inside the Game, over on Twitch at twitch.tv/theofficialITG. We're there. We do the daily show Monday to Friday at 11 a.m. Eastern. But if you can't watch us live, no big deal. Hit us up at InsideTheGame.ca, YouTube, podcast services, and of course, TV networks around the world. Until tomorrow, everybody, when we'll be back again, I'm Drew, that's Scott, and this is Inside the Game ITG Daily. See you tomorrow. Until then, bye-bye.